Hello there, Cancer. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your overall monthly tarot and astrology reading for June 2020. So glad to see you back again. I'm glad to have you as always. If you're a new or returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much for being here and coming back to see me. If you're brand new to the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. And as always, I do invite you to reach out there, hit that subscribe button, and join the Dragon family. Also, give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button and let me know that you enjoyed this content. I always have a quick few notes, guys, before we get started, that this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with every Cancer out there, so just take what makes sense and leave the rest to another Cancer, or revisit this reading in another week or so. It may make more sense at that time. This will mostly correspond with Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, so do check your personal chart. And also, all Cancer cross-watchers are welcome to join us as well. If you're interested in a personal reading, would like to make a donation to the channel, or would like info on any of the card decks that I use, all of that will be below in the description box for your use, as always. So let's go ahead and get started, Cancer. I'm always going to, point out a few things in the astrology. If you don't want to hear the astrology notes, go ahead and scoot along right to the card reading. But I do encourage you to listen to the astrology notes because I am an astrologer. This stuff is so interesting and it really does tie in beautifully to the card reading. So it's always quite enlightening to see kind of both sides of the coins, right? So Cancer, astrologically, this is like a huge month. I have so many notes that I put, on my little chart that I read from. So I'm just going to give you some of the highlights for you. You definitely have some things that you'll want to be aware of. Our full moon this month, full moon is always a big deal for my Cancers because that's your ruling planet, will be a lunar eclipse. That's on June the 5th. It's in the sign of Sagittarius, so we're going to have a big bunch of energy coming through. I always do full moon readings for all signs, so do check back on my channel. I will have those up on or a little before June the 5th, so do check back because we are going to pull in and see what your moon sign energies will be for that. We also have, of course, a big happy birthday going out to all Cancers that will be celebrating a birthday this month or next. That is your season, and it starts the summer solstice on Saturday, June the 20th. Summer solstice starts with the sun moving into your sign. On the next day, the 21st, we have a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Cancer. So let me tell you, Cancer, this is a powerful month for you ahead. Venus is currently in retrograde, still in the sign of Gemini. We are in for the long haul with that. Venus goes direct on June 25th. Thank goodness, right? We've got still a lot of reworking and a lot of communicating to do in our relationships during this time coming up. Mars is still in Pisces. Mars is actually in alignment with you in Pisces, even though it's a sleepier, more passive energy, works really well with you, Cancer. You may feel a lot of shifting coming up as we head into the end of the month. On the 27th, Mars will go into Aries, which is a more challenging placement. But until then, this is pretty smooth going for the Cancers out there. Mercury is in your sign all month, and it is going into a retrograde on June the 18th. Mercury retrogrades are famous for miscommunications, electronic devices acting up, all kinds of little hijinks and quirks coming in. So, that is going to be in your sign. It is going to affect you more than the others. I know you're going, oh, I'm so special. But it is. It's giving you a lot more energy and a lot more ability to go back and review any decisions. Anything that you've done in the past will be coming up for review. And that Mercury retrograde lasts until July 12th. I think that's the bulk of it there, guys. So let's go ahead and get into your cards. I'm going to start by pulling. I'm going to do actually a good bit of oracle, and then we're going to do a full tarot spread. There's so much energy this month. I just want to give you kind of some extra support through the card reading because it's a lot coming up, y'all. All right. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign of Cancer as we do their reading for the month of June 2020. please protect their energy as well as mine throughout this session and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Okay, so look at that, Cancer. Your major arcana card for the month of June is the Emperor. So this is Aries energy. That gives me a good feeling about later in the month, actually, when Mars goes into Aries. Like I said, it can be kind of challenging because that's a square to your sign. It creates more friction, more challenge, more fire. But Aries is a fire sign. The Emperor is a fire card. So, therefore, you're going to have a lot of firepower this month, Cancer. You know, the Emperor is a fighter. He's a warrior spirit. Any of my Cancers out there who are, you know, working for themselves or self-employed, thinking about, you know, becoming, you know, self-employed or starting a business, that's that very entrepreneurial energy, you know, getting things started. The Emperor is the initiator. So let's get into a couple of cards from the Angels and Ancestors cards. We're going to see who is guiding you or what energies are taking you through the journey of June 2020. Oh, yes. Okay. This is so perfect for you, Cancer. The Water Guardian has come through to help guide you through June 2020. She will help you connect with your emotions and your emotional sensitivities and your intuitive center. To me, of course, you are a water element, so you're very in line with any water elementals or water guardians that come through for you this month. And the energy that's coming through for you is the arrow. So this is surrounding yourself with protective energy. That works really nicely with that Emperor spirit, because to me, it's protective, it's defense. You know, the Emperor always wears, you know, a suit of armor underneath his robe, so he's ready to defend if need be. And to me, the arrow also gives you direction. It gives you guidance. It helps you to see straight and true. And interestingly enough, you know, I always think of Sagittarius with the arrows because they shoot the arrows, right? The full moon lunar eclipse for you is going to be in Sagittarius this month, y'all. So it is very, very beautifully aligned. I love the way that all is coming together there. I believe that many of my Cancers, if you have felt a little bit you know, unsure of the direction to go in, if you felt kind of lost or a little bit confused about, you know, where the universe or the divine is leading you, that arrow and that Sagittarius full moon coming up is going to really help you see the direction that you're meant to be going in. So now I'm going to pull from the Black Moon Astrology cards. We're going to get, you know, a couple points in astrology. What is coming up, you know, that's going to be they're going to help, you know, guide you through. What's this water guardian coming to guide you through? What's this arrow leading you towards? Nice. Oh, Cancer. I love it. Okay. So Jupiter is coming up. That is going to be one of the areas, the realm that you're being led through. So Jupiter is all about abundance. It is that big red planet. So it definitely deals with expansion, learning, growth. And guess what? Jupiter rules Sagittarius, the sign that the full moon lunar eclipse will be in. So this is all connecting so perfectly. The other thing that I will point out is that right now Jupiter is in retrograde motion in the sign of Capricorn. So you are feeling that dynamic pull because Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer. So when you have that, you are definitely feeling that pull towards expansion. You might be feeling very restless right now, Cancer, you know, which isn't always something Cancer goes through because you are a home-loving sign. But, you know, that energy of Jupiter is so expansive and vast. It pushes us to learn more, to grow, to expand, to move, to travel, to experience, to educate ourselves. So, you know, Cancer, if you're not physically able to travel, definitely do some intellectual traveling because your mind is very activated through this month, and you might really just, you know, take to something that you decide to learn and you just pick it up so much easier right now than ever. The other card that this is coming in to guide you through is the Mercury retrograde season. And yes, Mercury retrograde is in your sign this month, so this is an absolutely perfect card. It's going to be a very important retrograde for you, Cancer, because it's in your sign. You will be going back and learning a lot of new things about yourself and others. My goodness. This is powerful. All these reads so far for June have been incredible, guys. Do check your moon sign, your Venus sign, your rising. Go and watch the other reads for June that align with that, because these have been blowing my mind. They're incredible. So I'm going to pull a spirit animal for you for this month. See what's coming up to assist and attend you. As I hear the birds starting to sing out there. So the coyote spirit came through to me. This is playfulness. This is laughter. It says trust in divine detours, which is so much what we deal with when we have all these retrogrades. You know, by the time Mercury goes into retrograde, we're going to have Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and then Neptune as well going retrograde. So this is all about the divine detours, y'all. It really, really is. It's so much about, you know, kind of having to be patient with it and learning to laugh. It's going to be so important to laugh at all the craziness. I'm telling you, sometimes you can just sit back and see the hijinks that a Mercury retrograde plays on us. And you know, the coyote is that famous trickster spirit. He really does play with us, and he's getting us to try to not take things too seriously. So remember to keep your sense of humor about you this month, Cancer. Let's pull a crystal chakra card. We're going to get a gemstone and a chakra for you to work with this month of June. Well, that card just wanted to move on over here. Ooh, we have the carnelian coming up, guys. This is a wonderful stone. I use it quite a lot for grounding, especially before I do a reading. It's perfect for the root and sacral chakra, builds self-confidence, self-esteem, and gives a lot of grounding and stability. The carnelian is not an expensive stone, so you could probably grab one, you know, pretty easily. You could even find one, you know, a lot of times I go on Etsy or eBay to find tumbled stones. But get yourself some carnelian and buckle up for June, Cancer, because that is a nice card to keep you grounded, to keep you centered, to keep your space a little more secure feeling, because there's going to be all kinds of like ups and downs. We're going to be going on a ride. I'm telling you, it's like a roller coaster this month. So we're going to move Mr. Dragon on over here. It's a lot of warmth I'm feeling from this read for you already. A lot of fire energy. I got that with Gemini too, actually. Very, very warm kind of sense from it. So let's get into your tarot. I'm going to be using the Vice Versa Tarot for the main spread and clarifying with the Rider-Waite today. So let's see what Spirit has in store for this month of June. Feels good. Wow, looks good too. Woo! Okay. Cancer! Powerful. All right, so at the center of your spread for the month of June, we have the High Priestess. Oh my goodness, and she is, guess what? The Cancer card. She is ruled by the moon. So absolutely, this is about your intuition. This is about who you are deep inside, what you feel, you know, the mysteries of the divine. So to me, this is all about you connecting on a higher level with Source, you know, doing more meditative work, more spiritual work, because this is a time when it's really, you know, balance is necessary. Look at her, you know, she sits between the two columns, black and white, right? And on the back, there she is, you know, divine masculine, divine feminine energies, both present. So she's all about connecting with the cycles of the moon. Very beautiful. And wow, so Cancer, clarifying that card, is the Seven of Wands. You are definitely feeling like you have the higher ground. You know what your, you know, what your values are. You know what's important to you. You're not willing to, you know, let anybody attack you on those fronts. Just make sure that you pick your battles wisely, because in this card, as we can see, there's nobody actually holding these sticks, right? So it's like he might just be fighting a bunch of sticks in thinking that it's a bunch of people. So just pick, you know, your arguments wisely, because especially during a Mercury retrograde, you know, we don't always see clearly, and many times arguments go nowhere. Like, you know, we look back and we go, what were we fighting about? You know, so, you know, be careful just, you know, what you pick to argue about, or what you get, you know, strongly, you know, worded about. Not even necessarily an argument, but just, you know, what you get kind of feisty on, because you will be feisty this month with that Emperor card. But just watch out, because you don't want to get into something that, you know, is just going to fizzle out and it just causes, you know, sad feelings. In the immediate past, we do have the Star card. So I would say that a lot of my Cancers have come through some really, really big enlightening times this recent past. You might have been, you know, feeling like finally things are getting a little bit less dramatic, finally stepping up into a place of greater serenity or peace. Hopefully that is the case for many of you out there. If it has not happened yet, that could be on the way. So let's pull a clarifier for that Star card. Yes, because, oh, Cancer, I am definitely feeling that for many of you, there has been emotional disappointment, loss, some sense of grief or sadness here with the Five of Cups coming up on top of that in the past, over top of the Star. You've definitely come through some difficult times to get to the energy of the Star. We know we don't get the Star card unless we've really come through some challenging times to get there. So going into the immediate future, look what we have. We have the Two of Cups. Absolutely beautiful. So this could be, you know, like I said, with Venus in retrograde, there's a lot of reworking, a lot of healing that's going on in our relationships, a lot of reconnecting. It's a very important time. And so actually I did some love readings recently about, you know, the Venus retrograde. So guys, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that for Cancer, because it really gets a little deeper into the love and romance aspect of that transit. You know, and look at the back of this, right? Look what's in the distance. This is actually the symbol for the Ace of Cups in this deck. So it's like there really is, you know, this connection could lead to something really big and beautiful in the future. So, you know, and it really, take it as it resonates, whether you're single, whether you're already coupled, whether you're in separation. You know, take that as it applies, because this could mean a new encounter for my single Cancers. This could mean healing, or, you know, repairing a relationship that's in separation or in challenge. And if it's a existing relationship, it could be going to a whole new level. So let's get a clarifier. And look at that with the Empress card. Beautiful. So Cancer, especially my single Cancers, my goodness, this could be taking it to the next level for sure. Could be a more deeply rooted, grounded situation. Could even be choosing to have a child or get a pet together. This is, you know, because there's that mothering, nurturing energy of the Empress. This is Libra and Taurus energy. So you could also be working with those kind of energies within. Now, the reason that I say there's still a lot of heart healing, there's still something that's been very difficult to go through. Here we have, you know, that Three of Swords. That is the old heartbreak, the old pain, whether it's somebody that's done you, badly recently, or it's something that, just happened a long time ago that you still haven't completely gotten over, would make sense, because this card is in the position of what you're focused on. It's kind of in that subconscious area of your life right now. And look at that. We've got the Fool card coming up on top of that Three of Swords. So to me, this indicates that you're going to be releasing that. You're going to be stepping away into a fresh, new, brand new energy. It's really taking the leap of faith and letting it go. And we're just going to shake those swords right out of Cancer's heart. We do not want that there. We do not want that affecting you any longer. So beautiful card crowning the spread, message from the divine. There it is. Doesn't get more positive than the Sun card. So Cancer, even though you've got some heartaches, some heartbreaks, maybe some old pains and wounds that you're healing from this month, this is a very, very blessed time for you, even if it's got its bumps and ups and downs and all the silly, crazy stuff with the retrogrades. Overall, there is very positive blessing coming through for you for June 2020. And look at that, the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor on top of that Sun. So yes, Cancer, keep the faith, keep the hope alive, because things are definitely moving in a more positive direction as we go through the rest of this month. So let's pull you some advice. Wow, okay, so Cancer, here we go. Suggested approach is really to look beyond where you are here and now, because with the Five of Pentacles, there's usually some kind of disconnect, either from the divine or from either your soulmate, partner, twin flame, etc. Because, look at that. We've got the two people, one on each side, right? They feel separated, but they're really not. They're just on the opposite side of that wall. And so all it is really about, Cancer, is taking a different approach. If you haven't been able to reconnect, if you haven't been able to get back in alignment where you want to be, try a different way. Make sure to communicate, though, because this Venus retrograde is in the sign of Gemini. It is all about communication. And so if you have not been speaking your mind or your heart, it's time to start doing that. And look at that. It's all about new beginnings with that Page of Wands. See that? It is. This is not time to just sit and dwell on things that went wrong. If there's any way, like if you're in a reconciliation period, it's like it's really time to let go of the old wounds and really step into a brand new beginning. If you're, starting a new relationship, you don't want to drag all the pain and the disappointments of the old situation into the new one. So that's a very strong directive there for that. What you need to know is the Strength card. So you're really coming through with a lot of sort of taming, the beast within with that lion. She's the symbol of spirit, and she's calming that lion. She's checking out his teeth. She says, let's get that painful tooth out of there. Let's get that thing out that's hurting you and help you to start feeling better again, right? It's all about having a good balance with your inner emotions. It's all about having the strength and the courage to speak from the heart, but not to let things like anxiety, fear, and worry overwhelm you. Yes, because Cancer, right now, we do have that Four of Cups on top of that Strength card. So, you're really looking for that missing part of what's going to make you happy and fulfilled. Also, I would say don't take for granted any of the good things that are coming through right now, because many times, you know, it's like he's so focused on the thing that he doesn't have, you know, that he can't appreciate what's right in front of him, and vice versa. If somebody else is making you feel unappreciated, you do not need to put up with that. Speak your mind and say, here's what I really want. And look at this. Oh, the 10 of Cups is coming through. This is in the hopes and fears position. So Cancer, this is obviously you're really hoping for that, you know, beautiful, complete emotional, spiritual fulfillment. There's that worry that you won't have it. Look at the back, see? There she is again. The Ace of Cups is in sight with this, because it is that, you know, completion of an emotional cycle here. And yes, there is a lot of emotion going on for you, Cancer, because we've got that 7 of Cups. So there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things that may make you feel overwhelmed right now. That's probably what's lending to the fear part of this hopes and fears position. But I really like the imagery on that 10 of Cups. It looks like they've been through the shipwreck, the storm, right? And the rainbows come out and they're like, wow, we finally got through it. So Cancer, just take things one step at a time. Do not rush. 7 of Cups says, you know, make sure what's in each of those cups before you make a decision, right? Because some of them have the rubies and the diamonds, and some of those cups have things like poisonous snake. So you got to make sure you're getting the right cup. So outcome card, we do have that Knight of Swords coming in. Could be someone coming in fast and furious with a whole lot of communication. Wouldn't surprise me at all because of this Venus retro in Gemini, which is an air sign. Could be somebody that, you know, maybe knows they messed up with you and they're very nervous. They're very like, oh, you know, like they're coming in, but they're really, you know, like they're really nervous about talking to you again. And it can also mean for that card, many times there is a sense of anxiety, worry, overactive thoughts. So it's time to also just calm and clear the mind, the mental body, Cancer. Very important for you this month. And look at that. She came back again. We started with the Star and we complete with the Star. Oh, beautiful Aquarius energy here too. So it's about freedom, liberation, you know, balance, a peaceful mind, truly being yourself, Cancer. Definitely be yourself. Yeah, be true to who you are, because that is, you know, very strongly coming up. That card repeated itself, and I think, yeah, it's the only one that did. It's the only one that repeated itself in this spread. So the Star is very, very strong, and it is super positive. There's a lot of beautiful things. I see you really, you know, stepping away from old pain and overcoming so much challenge in this month of June and going forward, probably into July too for a lot of you. So let's pull an affirmation card to complete your reading. Wow, okay, so this card came up for Gemini as well. Interesting. Story of my life. As I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make it the kind of story where even the tough parts have a sort of inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it will be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer Prize for Best Inner Monologue. So yeah, this is, to me, that's what I see in this story of June for you here, Cancer, is that even if some parts of it are tough or difficult, everyone's kind of doing their best. You're definitely doing your best. And I think the outcomes are really, really gorgeous. So hang in there. Do not give up. And I will be seeing you all very soon for the full moon. Take care. Bye-bye.